Now, you might have noticed from every other video I've done on this channel to this point that I'm not a huge fan of breakfast foods. But this can't be a health-based cooking show if I don't do a video on overnight oats, so this is that video. Now, you can search all over YouTube and blogs to find 4, 5, 6 different ways to do overnight oats. But today I'm gonna show one recipe and I'm gonna go over all the basics so that you can mix and match and do your own thing as we kind of go along here. And that's kind of the point of this cooking show, is to, you know, find the basics, figure out what you like, and then put your own spin on things. That becomes the art of eating, so to speak. And the reality is you could put whatever you want in overnight oats and it's going to be fantastic. And just to prove a point a little bit, I'm gonna put a list of things you can add to your overnight oats on the side here. So pause the video and take a look, and you can mix and match really any of these possibilities that you might want. So we're gonna go over what you need to do to get the basics right, and then I'm just gonna go over one version that I did last night that I'm gonna have today, and then prep mine for tomorrow as well. Now, there is no perfect overnight oats recipe, and that's the point of putting your own spin on things, but there are a couple basics you kind of have to cover so you can get kind of the bare minimum, and then you add what you want to bring in flavor. And there's really 4 main ingredients you need to make overnight oats. So first is some plant-based milk. Now, you can use whatever you want. Today I'm using oat milk just to kind of enhance that already oat flavor. You also need oats of some kind. So I am using an organic rolled oats. You can use thick cut oats or even steel cut oats. However, they will take longer to soften up. So it's something you want to bear in mind if you're going to refrigerate them overnight. Now, third, you're going to need chia seeds. Now, for one person, you're using a tablespoon of chia seeds, and this is gonna go with about a half cup of oats and about a half to 2/3 cup of whatever plant milk you want. And finally, this is optional. You don't need to add this if you don't want, but if you wanna bring some sweetness to the table, I am adding about a teaspoon of maple syrup. Now, you can use another sweetener you want or omit it. It's totally up to you. You can also add fruit at this step, and that could actually bring some sweetness as well. So really what you're doing here is you're gonna add all 4 of these ingredients to a bowl and then stir them to combine. You can also add them to your mason jar if you happen to have one. I do not, as you can notice in this video, so I'm actually doing this in the bowl, and that is totally fine. After combining these, you wanna cover it in some way. So if you're using a jar, use the top. I'm gonna use just some saran wrap, and then I'm gonna pop this in the fridge for a couple of hours at minimum, or ideally, as the name suggests, overnight. Then after pulling them out the next morning, you have your overnight oats kind of ready to go. And this is really where a lot of the fun comes in, and you could add your toppings. So this could be anything from fruit to granola to yogurt, and you'll see in this recipe I'm actually using some chopped mango, some granola, and some coconut yogurt, and I'm gonna finish it off with a little bit of cinnamon. And at this point, it's totally up to you. You can kind of serve this as is, or you can mix it so you get a little bit of that crunch. But again, at this point, you can use really whatever toppings you want. So berries, other fruits, it's all good. And just kind of figure out what you like. And that's really it when it comes to overnight oats. It doesn't have to be super complicated, but you can have a lot of fun with adding different nuts and seeds, different berries, other fruits, nut butters, different types of granola to bring crunch. Really, the possibilities are endless. So find out what you like and then figure out some variations for the week. And if you're in a rush, this is such a great breakfast for the mornings. You can put this together literally in 5 minutes the night before, pop on your toppings, and you could be out the door very quickly. And the next time you hear someone say they don't have enough time to make breakfast, just point them right to this video and you can see how it's done in literally 5 minutes or less. So thanks for tuning in today. I'm gonna go enjoy my overnight oats and get started with my day. See you next week.